Heyo, welcome back to my corner. So, last time I did Mr. Birchum, Season 1, Episode 2, we looked at how bad that was. There was a little interesting thing that I didn't mention last time. If you remember the insufferable black woman that was in that spa side arc, that was not related to the plot in any way, apparently that woman was supposed to be voice acted by Candace Owens before she got swapped out. Thankfully, she got swapped out, because it would have been even more insufferable if it was Candace Owens. But, yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with any of the controversies regarding her standing on Charlie Kirk's grave. Also, the fact that she blamed the Jewish, communist, Polish underground Mormon bees. Yes, she blamed a bee cult for his assassination. So all in all, I'm glad she got swapped out, because as seriously as I took the last episode, which was not at all, I wouldn't be able to take it even that seriously if it was with her. Good lord. And before I hop into it, yes, the first episode has now officially been brought to YouTube, which just reaffirms the fact that it did not violate fair use, because Daily Wire, I think it was Daily Wire, manually blocked the video worldwide at the time I was releasing it. And then I recently re-uploaded it alongside Mr. Birchum Episode 2, see if it would pass. And it passed just fine, no issue. So, just goes to show you that Daily Wire doesn't like being criticized, I guess. Haha. So, without further ado, let's get into today's episode, which is called This Means Warranty. Yes, that's the real name. It sucks, I know. So we open up with Mr. Birchum and Jeannie. Oh god, Jeannie's in this episode. The last episode spared us from Jeannie content, very thankfully. But for what the last episode lacked in Jeannie content, this episode makes up for an abundance, which is... So Mr. Birchum is using his personal tools for a school project because the school tools suck. And to emphasize this, they play a stupid gag that was entirely unnecessary.
This is a tradesman brand. Made in America for Americans. Fusa Boosa. For the USA, by the USA.
I love how this tool is more American than the entire show. Cue opening credits. So Mr. Birchum and Gage are talking about the NFL and the amount of D's that are in someone's name. Then Mr. Jedi, yep, we're just gonna call him that. Then Mr. Jedi comes in with an opportunity for Mr. Birchum. Since Mr. Jedi Dude is going to be putting on a play, and since he got a budget increase for the art department, he's asking Mr. Birchum to help him make the sets. And if he does it well, maybe, just maybe, he can talk to the admin and get Mr. Birchum a little more money for his department, which would help Mr. Birchum out because it would get the tools in his classroom fixed.
More work, same pay, and you're my boss? Sign me up!
Well, that seems needlessly hostile and ungrateful, but he still agrees to that. And Mr. Jedi Dude tells us what the play is.
It's a reimagining of the traditional Shakespearean play. It's called Romeo and Romeo. Two gender-fluid teens from warring families fall in love and bring their clans together by teaching them that they're only fighting because of white colonialism.
Okay, real quick, I lost my hat because we're reorganizing stuff, so I'm working on finding that. For now, I'll wear this one. For as bad as that play sounds, and it sounds awful, it is not nearly as bad as the original.
Did I forget to mention that Romeo is handy-capable and the other Romeo is on the spectrum?
Alright, take this with a grain of salt. I was allegedly diagnosed when I was 3. I mean, maybe you could tell, maybe you wouldn't. Take that test with a grain of salt because parents took big issue with that one because of how it was conducted. But there's something I don't appreciate just in general, not just this, but just in general, is this move to make autism spectrum people seem much more different from non-autistic people than they really are. And like making this special, like, what's the point of that? Mr. Birchum then vents to Jeannie about how he has to make the sets in order to get functional tools for his classroom, which is very healthy. But then, the unthinkable happens.
No! You've got to be kidding me! Come on, don't die on me! Come on, buddy!
You know, contrary to our lizard brains, smacking things really doesn't make things better. Ginny proposes they could go to Cargo Freight, which is this parallel universe's version of Harbor Freight, to find a replacement, but Mr. Birchum has some very positive things to say about them.
No way. I'm not gonna go to that discount dump. All their tools are made in the People's Republic of China. I'm not gonna spend my hard-earned American dollars so they can build stronger suicide nets around their factories. Plus, that's where the schools started getting their stuff.
Well, I mean, he could always go to Runnings. Wait, that's an East Coast brand. Tractor Supply. He could always go to Tractor Supply, but this man is dead set on going to Spears. Unfortunately, there's only one open location and it's 60 miles away from them, so time for a road trip. Going to the B plot, Wendy's boss is starting a contest because not enough people are looking at their listings, and so he wants to get the eyeballs of the youth. Real quick clarification, Wendy works in real estate. Whoever gets the most social media views gets the new neighborhood in Toluca Lake. Wait, where is that? Where is Toluca Lake? Oh, it's in LA. Second place in the competition gets a set of steak knives, and the third place gets fired. Gee, these stakes are low. Wait, there are 4 ladies here. What happens to fourth place? Is he gonna execute her or something?
Why this youth push all of a sudden, Rick?
No reason.
Ricky, we've got to go back to the Poke Place. I forgot to post a pic of my lunch. Ugh, I'm so embarrassed. Everyone's going to think I'm a boomer.
Dude, if she's your girlfriend, you're better off being a Catholic priest. So as Mr. Birchum and Jeannie leave for the last Spears, Eddie warns Jeannie that they might run into a crazy old dude who's incredibly disturbing.
You wouldn't last a minute in here, punk. You want to spend all day figuring out how long about this long is, or how high about this high is, climbing an 8-foot ladder to sell 4-foot ladders until you're 74 years old, depressed and in adult diapers? Is that what you want? This is real. Hold on, I'm being. There it is. There she blows. Sweet relief.
Oh, and a sex offender. After they leave, Eddie tries to help Wendy with her marketing. He's helping her because she sucks at marketing. And based on these previous 2, and the knowledge that she did a Martin Luther King Jr. and Emancipation themed one, I can only assume the reason they didn't show it is because she did blackface or something. I mean, I don't know. Mr. Birchum and Jeannie made it to the last Spears just in time to see it get demolished. Oh, and yes, it really did take 1 frame to go from their happy state to their shocked state. Oh, but don't you worry. The animation here gets so much worse. Mr. Birchum and Jeannie report the bad news to the rest of the family, and Eddie actually tells them that he has a sponsorship with YouTube, and if they mention his name, they can get free stuff. So while Mr. Birchum and Jeannie are at YouTube, Eddie and Wendy are watching Mr. Savage, a parody version of Mr. Beast, for ideas on how to sell a house in a cool, hip way. They decide to use one of Rick's listings for this, and Eddie tells Wendy to be there in 3 hours because he's gonna set something up for her. After looking at the option of tools, which granted, it kinda sucks. I mean, especially a triggerless drill potentially being a safety hazard, Mr. Birchum decides to berate the employees even though they never wronged him, which again, we're supposed to like this asshole. So it turns out that Mr. Jedi Dude actually works at U-Tool, and he sets up Mr. Birchum with a smart saw.
Just give me the damn saw before I use it to make you gender neutral.
Oh. Okay. All right, then. At the house, Mr. Birchum tries to make the smart saw work, which, he can't, so he breaks it. The episode does take a little bit of a back and forth from here on between the A plot and the B plot, but I'm just going to summarize the rest of the B plot really quick since there really isn't much content left, and then we'll go to the A plot. So Wendy makes it to the mansion to find that Eddie has hippified it. By that I mean he turned the hot tub into a cheese tub, where we see some of the worst animation I've ever seen. So Wendy freaks out and wants his friends gone and wants the hot tub repaired. But all this gets her something like 10 million views on social media, and because of it, she wins the contest, and Rick is extremely happy that he's going to be selling the mansion. Alright, back to the A plot. Jeannie and Mr. Birchum figured out that the same company that owns U-Tools also owns Cargo Freight and Dismantled Spears. It's a Chinese company known as PCC, and they're going to be having an appearance at the Tool Palooza, so that's where they head so Mr. Birchum can give the CEO a piece of his mind.
Hey, pal, want my autograph? I thought Gilbert Godfrey was dead.
Two things. One, interesting cameo from Adam Carolla, the voice actor for Mr. Birchum, funny enough. Two, I appreciate the Bernie Sanders pun. You know what? That's creative. I'll give you a point for that. Ginny flies Mr. Birchum onto the stage, and he gives us a lecture complaining about PCC. Hey, just like what I'm doing with Mr. Birchum. And the CEO turns out to be an expert politician and turns Mr. Birchum's complaints into a marketing pitch by announcing the return of tradesman tools. So back at the house, Mr. Birchum is now using his brand new table saw, which happens to have a spying device in it, which allows the Chinese Communist Party to spy on him watching him saw. Then we see a little bit of the incredibly cheesy Romeo, and that's the end of the episode. So out of the 3 episodes that I had to watch for the channel, I would say that this one is probably the best one. Not because the animation is worse than the first episode, which had extremely bad animation, but when it comes to the plot, at least there's no insufferable arc at a spa, which is good. They did about the same, if not worse, than the last episode with the Jedi dude, because, one, he's still not the bad guy, even though he's supposed to be the bad guy. 2, he made the woke DEI play. That doesn't show how he's the bad guy, that just shows you how he's woke. Which really, like, they're still making him look to be the good guy. Especially because he is helping Mr. Birchum repair his shop tools when the school admin cannot do so. He's trying to step in and help. Which actually paints him as an even better guy than even the first episode did. So, it's really confusing. I don't even know what's happening, but out of all 3 that I've seen for the channel, this is probably the best episode out of the 3. It's still bad, don't get me wrong, but it's better. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked that video. If you did, go ahead and follow the channel, or if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. See ya!